Hello everyone, I am Nidanoski, and we are continuing our journey into Popup Dungeon. Now, if you've been following along, we've made it back to the village of Sweetwater. With this, we're going to see exactly why we're not going to find any help here. There's a lot going on that maybe we didn't expect. There's an unsettling cadence in Sweetwater. The few afoot rush around as if chased or trudged along aimlessly. Not a passing soul looks you in the eyes. You wonder if the gates are meant to protect the town from travelers, or travelers from the town. Oh, another caravan, and it looks very similar to what we saw earlier. You round a corner to find a small crowd gathered around a man in a pointy hat hawking amulets from the side of a canopied cart. His sales pitch sounds like a sermon, but seems to be ending. Shoulder up to a customer and start a conversation. Yeah, we're gonna do that. You there, peasant! Yes, because peasant is the way you address anyone you want something from. Why do you want these trinkets?
Oh, I'm going to sprinkle sacred water on my scalp.
You believe it will regrow your hair?
My hair? Oh no, I have headaches.
Upon closer inspection, it looks as if his hair had been pulled out in clumps. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
Oh, I bear you no grudge.
Do you believe it'll cure you?
I know it will. My aunt had a wagon with a broken wheel. She dampened it with water, and the very next morning, it was mended.
So it fixes wagon wheels and headaches. That is quite a cure-all. I have heard many snake oil sales pitches in various forms of media, and I gotta tell you, wheels and headaches is a new one for me.
Miracles know no bounds.
When he turns back to the merchant, you can see black veins crawling up his neck. Ooh. I wonder if these merchants are selling the malady. The only way to the allegedly public library of Sweetwater is by narrow passage through a fence. Signs that read, "No soliciting." The penmanship shows a steady decline from sign to sign. A brass placard on the library's door commemorates the 300th anniversary of Zinfidel's ownership. It looks old. You knock and a small latch above the placard opens. And what business does an illiterate have at a library? I am not illiterate. I am a dog. Ah, then you deliberately chose to ignore the signs? I assure you I am not here to solicit. Then what precisely is your intent here? I have a book to return. A book? Hold it up to the peephole. A moment later. Ah, yes, I remember that book. I lent it to Johann. Where did you find it? Under a vulture that was snacking on sweetbreads. Oh, my. How raw. So, you are from the village beyond the eastern mountains? That's right. Very well. Come in. The door opens. Please, set the tome down on the table here, he says, taking a seat behind a nearby counter. He walks on the flat land as if he were on a high wire, taking great care to balance the drink on his book. Poor Johann. But I told him not to run errands for Von Imp. Have a chat. Describes lectern. Yeah, let's have a chat. It's either that or gulp reading. Well, maybe. It's a library. If you're not here for books, you're in the wrong place. There's power in proper grammar. Well, at least when it's applied with magical wax. Currently, And the only wax you possess is in your ears, and it's quite mundane. I'm not sure what to do. I'm gonna go for the collection. Buy a book or browse. Family of Von Imp. Mythical Fauna of Sweetwater Valley, and Tome of Secret Passages. The title of this one catches your eye. You open the book to find the pages are completely empty. If the passages were that easy to read, you wouldn't be much of a secret after all. Browse. This book appears to be one of a kind, and there's no author given beyond the inclusion of a capital Z in the front page. 824 AD, after Diablo. Oh dear. So this is well into the future. Scaldwell von Imp is said to have been mortally wounded while hunting towels in the valley. Having lost a great deal of blood from a talon wound, he crawled desperately thirsty. That sounds familiar, to a nearby spring. He drank his fill and slipped into a fitful sleep. A face wreathed in fire spoke to him in his feverish dreams. He was told that his life would be spared if he vowed to spread the water of the sacred spring to the thirsty of the world. He agreed, and when he awoke, his wounds were healed. Construction of the chapel. Denies permission for establishing a library. The town mourns. After extensive negotiations, Scaldwell's successor, Petrick von Imp, grants permission for Zinfandel to establish the Library of Sweetwater. Okay. So that's interesting. And there's one last one. Mythical Fauna. A dry account of towels. The invisible flies closely, follows ley lines. Its acute magic sensitivity makes it difficult to hunt by art. Okay, the towel's feathers, beak, is sought for their medicinal properties. Dowsers value towels for their ability to sense purity of water source. It is said that a towel will refuse a drink long before its tainting is enough to be tasted. Misunderstood. The most misunderstood angel. Let's see. A shade angel is a being of weak light. Exposure to sunlight causes a process known as disillumination, which appears like a charring similar to being burnt. So that's what happened to the feather. The shade angel must remain in the shadow. That they are beings of good. Okay. The mantle of a shade angel cannot be darkened and are sought for a variety of reasons, from acting as an unsoluble wash rag to fulfilling the role. Okay. And then let's look at buying a book.
Mind if I hog these cogs?
Oh, okay. Levitate.
Ah, the fruits of our labors.
We have stun.
Sweet, cool beans.
How much money do I have? I have not enough money.
Nature's bounty.
That's some nice gear.
Ah, sweet. Ah, the fruits of our labors.
Oh, I
Nature's
can sell
bounty.
it?
Mind if I hog these cogs?
Cool beans.
Oh, you're
Nature's
gold.
Bounty.
Okay,
Cool
we have
beans.
plenty of gold. An 8% chance to stun for one turn.
Ah,
Not
the
a fan.
fruits of our labors.
Or let's see.
I'm a bit of a gearhead.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on these. We're gonna go to the scribe's lectern. Interesting. Looks like there's nothing to do there. Let's have a chat. Books are for reading. Zinfandel is for talking. I am Zinfandel, by the way. I mentioned that, didn't I? What was the topic? It's been about 480 years now. Give or take a decade. For a man, certainly. For a tree, maybe. But for an elf, it's more like a 3-day weekend. Let's talk about something else. Why, yes, thank you for asking. I haven't had any water for a few months. But other than that, I'm pink as a pig. How are you still alive? Elves are different. I'm sure there's a book on it somewhere around here. Okay. There's so much to talk about, actually. Why don't you drink any water? Don't trust it. Why not? Well, it may not be a tragedy if you were to lose your mind. But I have plenty of valuables between the points of my ears. Thank you very much. Okay. That's giving us some more information. Oh, yes, why? Well, which is it? I am the drink. Interesting. Is it? I'll have to see who checked that out last. They will feel the wrath of my fees. Let's see. Many in my village have fallen to the malady. Do you have any books on spells of resurrection? I do indeed. What kind of library would this be without a book on resurrection spells? Can I borrow it? Seeing as it's my only one, I cannot let it out of the library. But you may read it. I will pull it out in the collection. Okay. And that should be the last thing then. Oh, where can I find the Book of Resurrection? Alright. We're gonna go to the collection and then I bet we'll be able to jot it down, as it were. Alright, Elven Biology 101 and Resurrection. Let's go ahead and check this out. Just because we can. You flip our pages. Hydration. Elves can collect moisture from the air in order to stay hydrated under extreme conditions. However, this process puts considerable stress on the Sivian gland, shutting down portions of the brain responsible for inhibiting kookiness. Oh dear. Okay. That explains some. Let's see. So someone has died. Body of the deceased, or an effigy containing portions of the deceased body. Unblemished shroud in which to wrap remains. Okay, so that's where the angel comes in. Interesting. Achievement Bookworm. With a little ketchup, there's no book you won't devour. Excellent. I'm gonna see if I can go to the Scribe's Lectern and do anything there. Nope. Alright, and we will return to town. That was quite a journey we went through, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So, I think I'm going to end this episode here. It was highly story-driven. If you're looking for some action, then hopefully check out the next episode as it comes out. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, then like, share, comment below as you see fit. In the meantime, I am Nidanoski, and as always, have fun.